Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Leo, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Leo, I hope that you're doing well. I'm going to be using two decks for your spread today. The Human Spirit Oracle for the overall energy, and the Spicy Pulp Tarot for your tarot reading. So cards have been pre-shuffled, and candles are going. What do we have for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, please? For Leo, please, Spirit. For Leo. Yep, that's it. You got number 5, which corresponds to the Hierophant card in the Major Arcana, which is Taurus energy. And the word is fishbowl. So, first of all, all the fives in the tarot, which, you know, if you've been watching any of my readings at all, I don't like fives because fives are all about transition. And they're the stickiest parts of all of the numbers. It's the part where you're just in between worlds, you're in between situations, you're kind of stuck either in your thoughts or your emotions. But fives are necessary. We have to, it's almost as if the fives it's where the meat and potatoes are of our learning and growing experience. So that's first off, and Spirit literally wanted me to say meat and potatoes, the meat and potatoes of something, meaning it's the essence of what is being served, I guess, by Spirit. But the fishbowl energy, this kind of suggests to me that you may be feeling like you're being watched, that you are being scrutinized, that perhaps you are being, well, the Spirit just gave me the word truncated, which is kind of not what I was thinking about, but truncated, it's just kind of like reduced down to something, reduced down to size, which for a Leo is absolutely outrageous and unacceptable, right? Interesting though that we don't actually see her inside of a fishbowl. We see a fishbowl kind of in the brain space, so suggesting to me that it could be very strongly in your perception that you feel as though you are being scrutinized. And whether or not it's the truth, whatever that may be, or your perception is what makes things real, right? So real to you. So I feel a little bit of pressure. I'm also looking at this gorgeous betta fish. I used to have a betta fish that looked kind of similar to this one. His name was Max. Anyway, betta fish are interesting because you can't really put them, you can't put a betta fish with another betta fish because they will fight to the death. They don't like to be with other from their own kind, I guess it is. I'm sorry for the noise. This is the only time that I can film. And of course, they're just doing all sorts of construction. It's never ending construction. And maybe that's part of your reading too. It's just interruptions, just you're not having a clear mind about things, that maybe you're gearing up for some kind of battle, some kind of, you know, butting of heads, or maybe that's what's been happening. So take it as it resonates, but I do see a kind of scrutiny here, whether that's of you or by you. So we're gonna get 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier, past, present, and future. Yeah. So I gotta stop right here because in the past energy, just like right off the bat, 7 of Wands, you can see what a defensive posture this person has. 7 of Wands can talk about defensiveness, blocking. In this card, it suggests a little bit of aggression. Okay. Okay, 1 extra card came out. So I'm going to show it to you. Page of Wands. Page of Wands is, well, first of all, this character looks very sassy. So no matter what, you're still feeling quite like your Leo self, which is good to know. Because we can see here even the flames, the little chameleon at the bottom. You haven't strayed too far from what it is that makes you, you and unique. What makes you, you. Page of Wands talks about exploration, curiosity, taking bold steps forward, being creative, thinking outside the box, a little bit of luck and a little bit of ingenuity. I'm seeing a scene from Back to the Future. I assume everyone's seen Back to the Future, but there's a very small moment at the end of the first film when Marty McFly kind of steps into his new reality, and his father has just published a book. The book arrives at their doorstep, and they open up the box, and George McFly, his father, pulls out the book, and you know, it's a sci-fi book, and he looks at Marty and, you know, says something to the effect of, you know, if you put your mind to it, you can do anything, and hands him a copy of this book that this novel that he's just published, and Marty is just standing there completely dumbfounded by his new reality. And so that Back to the Future may be a reference to you. Michael J. Fox, the actor, might be a reference to you. It's very, very clear. That scene is very clear in my head, and Spirit wants me to bring it to you. But it's this energy. If you just think to yourself, if with enough ingenuity, enough tenacity, I can do anything. But it starts with the single step. It starts with the curiosity. It starts by putting yourself out there. Putting yourself out there. So that's the part of your overall energy. Almost like, okay, so now I see Spirit saying, it's like, oh, if people want to watch me, are they watching me? Okay, I'm going to give them a little something to look at. So sassy, just like I said. I'm going to give them something to look at. In the past energy, as I showed you before, 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands is all about kind of defending our position. So tarot tells a story at the heart of it. How we interpret that story is what makes a reader a reader. But in the explanation of the 7 of Wands, it falls after the 6 of Wands, which is the victory. The 6 of Wands is like this victory dance. You know, we've won a battle, and we're proud of ourselves, and we're going to show off to everyone what we've overcome. But once we've accomplished that goal, we've surpassed that obstacle, we've surmounted that mountain, then we have to defend what we've accomplished, what we've gathered, what we've attained, right? It becomes a responsibility. That's how I like to talk about the 7 of Wands, that we now are responsible for the victory itself, right? It's like getting a promotion at your job, and you feel really proud, but then it's like, okay, now I have to do the job. It's not enough to just say, okay, I have a new position, I have a new salary, no, now you have to deliver in that position. And so there's pressure. Right? We can see this little hanger on here, this little damsel in distress. It's interesting that I put it like that. So you might not just have responsibility unto yourself. You might be responsible to friends or family members or coworkers that are looking to you to lead, looking to you to protect. This is your past energy. And look who showed up. Strength card, Major Arcana, number 8. This is Leo energy. You showed up in your own reading. How spectacular. Though you showed up in the reverse, which I don't really like to see the person that I'm reading for, the sign that I'm reading for, I don't like to see their card in reverse. Because it just shows me that it's like you've been caught off guard. People are expecting you to be on guard, and you've been caught off guard with something, right? Because of this fishbowl energy, this scrutiny. Maybe people are questioning you, which nobody likes to be questioned, but question a Leo, you better watch out, right? But the thing about the Strength card, so it's a Major Arcana, and the first 22 cards of the tarot are the Major Arcana. They're divinely guided energies. They're archetypes. So the archetype of the Strength card is a person who has really mastered their egoic self. So the part of your brain or your psyche that protects you in certain situations, maybe something like that, but keeps a level head. The Strength card is somebody who keeps a level head. They're not too arrogant. They're not too humble, right? And now I'm seeing Goldilocks and the three bears. This porridge is too cold. This porridge is too hot. This porridge is just right. That was Goldilocks and the Three Bears, right? Right? I think so. What's the one with the wolf? Somebody's screaming at me right now because they already know what it is. It's, oh, Little Red Riding Hood. Oh, that's the Huff and Puff and I'll Blow Your House Down. Okay, sorry. Spirit is giving me nursery rhymes or nursery stories that may be relevant for you. I don't ever usually get those kind of references. Also because I can't really remember them, and it's embarrassing because it's like Spirit gave me a hint and then they just like left me hanging on that one. But in terms of your psyche, there's a measured approach that we're entering into any situation with a sense of control and a knowingness of who we are, so that we don't have to overly assert ourselves, be domineering over others, be defensive, right? But it was difficult for you in like the recent past, like from the time you watched this to like 6 months ago. You were really on guard, not feeling strong, not feeling quite like yourself, like you had to defend yourself, like you had to defend your legacy, is what I just heard, because I was looking at the cover. This is the Black Moon Astro Oracle, Black Moon astrology deck. I don't remember where these cards came from, but you can see here there's actually the face of the Sphinx right here with the lion. And that's why I said your legacy, right? The ancients, it's like having to defend your path somehow, and feeling like you're kind of in an uphill battle. Can I have a clarifier? Like, what was it that we were defending? What was it that Leo was defending? Hierophant in reverse. Ah, okay. So now 5-5 showed up in your reading. You may see 5-5 as a number synchronicity. You got this card in reverse. The Hierophant is the Pope of the Tarot. Can talk about a religious or spiritual leader, but it can also talk about standards, rules and regulations, like codes of conduct. And it's almost like there were some kind of codes of conduct that were broken, that were severed, that were called into question. Like there were rules and then there weren't rules, or something like that. Like somebody was questioning the rules or flying in the face of rules. That's what I see here. And so it was like you were having to defend. Where are we in the current energy? Four of Pentacles. Feeling like you need to be protective of your assets, protective of your opportunities, of your connections, your contacts. It's interesting though, this particular card, I have to point out the fact that this person is succumbing to the perils of quicksand. And yet all he can think about is holding on to his money. God. So I had an experience just this morning, like 2 or 3 hours ago, where I was out and I witnessed something from a loved one that made me really embarrassed for them, of them. And Spirit is really bringing that to me right now, where there was a beautiful blessing and they literally like pushed that blessing out of the way so that they could take something from that blessing. Like it wasn't enough that the blessing appeared. The appearance of the blessing was enough. But then this person in my life had to take. And it made me really ashamed. And I don't know why Spirit is bringing that to this, but it's what I feel when I look at this card. I'm not telling you that you should feel ashamed. What I'm saying is that there's this situation, whatever this situation was, that makes you feel the truck just went by and the truck company was called Able, A-B-L-E. But now it makes me think of A-B-E-L, Cain and Abel. Take it as it resonates. I don't actually even really know the story of Cain and Abel. Like, I think they fought, but I'm not sure. Take it as it resonates. But there's something about somebody's behavior, either your behavior or somebody else's behavior, that it's like all of this is just, it's like about money, or it's about greed, or it's about like holding on so tightly to something that you can't see like the bigger picture of what is happening. And it's clarified by the Sun in the reverse. The Sun in the upright is the best card in the deck. In the reverse, it's not that bad either, but what it tells me, where normally there would be clarity, there would be insight, there would be abundance, there would be prosperity. In the reverse, it's like the tips of your fingers, like within your grasp, but not quite there. like just eluding us ever so slightly, right? A lack mentality. Let me see. Let me get a clarifier on the Sun in reverse. Sun in the reverse is Six of Swords. There's some chaotic situation here that you have just been trying to step out of, and I think it's still kind of lingering from this past energy that you're really trying to just move on. Can we just get over it? Can we just move on with our lives? Can we just get past this really difficult period? It's a difficult period, and I just want to kind of float away slowly in the night. But the problem is, it's like the sun wants to come out and like cast light over everything, right? And it's almost like there's that shame energy or that embarrassment energy. You know, I just saw Inside Out 2 yesterday, the Pixar film, and there's literally a character called Embarrassment, and he just wears like a hoodie, and he just like covers his face, and you can just see his nose, and he just doesn't want to show himself. And I just, all of a sudden, the spirit just gave me a lot of movie references, a lot of references. You got the nursery rhymes and the movies and the biblical reference. So I just see this here. I just want to move away slowly and but this light is trying to shine on this situation. I just want things to be over. I just want to kind of be in the shadows, which, you know what? It's not like you to be in the shadows. And I think that's what's even making you more frustrated. Who was trying to put Leo into the shadow of anything? This is a frustration. So, I mean, again, this card did come out for you. It's like, okay, if they're gonna look, I'm gonna give them a show. It's almost like you don't want to have to. And in the future potential, here we are, Major Arcana number 11, the Justice card. Libra energy in reverse. Justice card can talk about karmic balance. It can talk about court cases and legal action. Right? The scales of justice, justice being blind. But it's not though, is it? It's not blind. It has its biases. We don't want to think that, but sometimes, especially maybe not in the energetic world, but in the material world, unfortunately, justice is not blind. There's a lot of gray area. And in your future potential, I see that there's still, you know, whatever it is that was calling things into question in the past energy, it's part of this path of karmic retribution that I think you're still going through. We all have to, right? It's just, you know, I don't want to like be a bummer or anything, but it's like, how can we allow the Justice card to flip in the upright and kind of work in our favor? We do that by being a good person, by living with integrity, by perhaps, you know, owning up to our part, whatever part that we play, just owning up to it, whatever it is, and working with spirit. And, you know, it's not about like asking for forgiveness, not about that, but it is about just doing things the right way, doing things with a clear conscience. And again, if this does not resonate with you, it could be somebody that you're dealing with that is unfortunately causing you a lot of, it's like their karmic partner. So if this is somebody, you know, that situation I was talking about had nothing, it did not have to do with me, but somebody that I loved, right? But it affected me, and so it could be affecting you. And what can we do? We can just, you know, give of ourselves in different ways. Ace of Cups in reverse. Maybe it's about being in a space of gratitude to Spirit, as opposed to rejecting it, rejecting love, rejecting friendship, rejecting a helping hand, and instead embracing it and being grateful for it when it comes, saying thank you, or even saying, you know, thank you for this lesson maybe that I'm learning in self-love that Spirit is trying to help me with. They just tunneled my ear in this ear, so I think I was onto something there. That, can you see that whatever this is, this lesson, can you step back from, you know, because I feel like almost like too close, right? Maybe you're also, it's like you're also watching the situation, and it's just like if the fishbowl is here, it's like your face is right here, and you can't see things clearly. It's all distorted. That fishbowl is so distorted. So can you step back from the scenario and look at things a little bit more objectively and think to yourself, maybe this is a offering of insight into how I can, one, love and forgive another person, and two, love and forgive myself. Maybe that's part of the karmic balance that needs to come into play. Can I have a clarifier, please, on the Justice card in reverse? Why is the Justice card in reverse? 3 cards came out. 10 of Wands, the Hangman in reverse, and the Wheel of Fortune. That's 10-10 right there. So you may be seeing 10-10, 5-5, and 10-10. Okay, these are no joke cards. These are not, this is a minor arcana card, but it's gonna come back to the Ace of Wands. 10 of Wands is putting down burdens, putting down things that no longer serve you, putting down emotions that are causing chaos, and just allowing them to kind of dissipate. Hanged Man in reverse, talking about that perspective, needing that perspective, right? So I asked for a clarifier for the Justice card. What is it that we need to focus on in trying to bring ourselves into karmic balance? Understanding that we need to put down some things that are blocking our path, right? Understanding that we need to get some much needed perspective, and we need to lift ourselves out and away from the chaotic to see things clearly. And then also understanding that all things in divine timing with the Wheel of Fortune. All things in divine timing. Wheel of Fortune also talks about prosperity. So you got the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun card and the Strength card and the Justice card. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's like Spirit has their hand in this. You can be guaranteed of that your spirit guides are with you. But they just said self-critical eye, self-critical eye. Like, and now they're showing me, they're getting a lot of downloads. They're showing me a microscope. It's almost like, okay, I was like hesitating, and then they honked the horn, so I have to say it. It's discernment. Now I see the King of Swords in my mind. I don't see it here, but I see the King of Swords in my mind, that like, you know that you're a really powerful being. You're a very powerful divine being. Leos are leaders, right? But sometimes the best approach is not by leading from the front. It's by kind of taking a step back and allowing things to play out as they may. Having the whole scenario in your mind's eye and then taking charge. And it perhaps might seem counterintuitive to you to do that, but I think it's what's required right now. Because if you kind of go in guns blazing, you may end up, you know, one step forward, two steps back. And that's not the place that you want to be in. So I'm going to ask for one more card of clarifier just to close the reading. What's the advice, Spirit? What's your advice to Leo? Two of Wands in the reverse, Nine of Wands in the reverse. Basically, Spirit is saying what is required right now is for you to make a decision on how you are going to approach this, and to also not fall kind of victim to the angry mob or the pressure of outside forces. From the very top of the reading, thank you, Spirit, from the very top of the reading, it's been all about external influences on you. Lots of external things. If they're going to look at me, I'm going to give them a show, right? If they want to start a fight, I'm going to start a fight. I can start a fight, sure, right? I can set things on fire, sure, metaphorically speaking. But Spirit is kind of saying, like, it's just take a quieter approach. Take a more contemplative approach. You're still going to act. You're still going to move. You're still going to be completely who you are. But figure out if it's you want to move in this direction or the direction of what is over here. Because if you're just looking for a fight to have a fight, that's one approach to life. But it's almost like Spirit is showing me something a little bit more calm, a little bit more collected, a little bit more contemplative for you. It's your choice. You have free will. And I think you'll make the right decision for yourself. Spirit, here come the sirens. It's important. Just think about it. You're watching this reading for a reason. Just think about your approach. That's your reading, Leo. That was a doozy. If it resonated, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Leo.